Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk weather. Hi there, Carson Meredith with you from the Wave Now Studios. It is Saturday, June 28th, 2025. Hope you're having a good day so far. Did you get lucky with those storms earlier today? A lot more of us did compared to the last couple of days. As expected, we had quite a few showers of storms around. Only one severe thunderstorm warning for parts of the metro, in fact. Harrison, Floyd, western Jefferson County. That was about 3 o'clock this afternoon. Didn't cause any damage, but we are not done with the storm action. We're not done with the storm action just yet. We've actually still got a few storms I'm going to show you on radar tonight, and then we'll look ahead to more of those scattered storms tomorrow. Not as many, but still enough to pay attention to. And then we turn our attention to Monday. And, you know, Monday's not a panic at all, but it is a system that is gaining my attention more and more as we go with each model run. Okay, so we'll explain that, and we will talk about when we get out of this stormy weather, at least temporarily. Let's go outside to radar this evening, and a lot of us are drying out. If you got any plans this evening here in Louisville, you're good. I know Lou City was supposed to have a soccer game tonight. It got called off because the team coming into town had travel issues. I think it was North Carolina that was supposed to play tonight. They'll try again tomorrow. Let's put radar into motion over the last 3 hours. You can kind of see what was left of those thunderstorms that rolled through the metro around 3 o'clock, pushing east and pretty much fizzling out. But you also notice this cluster of thunderstorms that developed across our far northwestern tier. Southern Indiana, it seems like we haven't talked about you guys a whole lot lately, but still some heavy thunderstorms, heavy downpours up into parts of Orange and Lawrence County. There was one storm that sat right over Jasper, just north of Jasper, for quite some time earlier this evening. But that has since lifted off to the north. I'll zoom in tighter, show you a better view of what we've got left on the board tonight. And none of this is severe, by the way, and I don't expect it to be. Still some light rain in northeastern Du Bois County, basically right over Patoka Lake. Heads up Mitchell, Indiana, up near southern Lawrence County. Right on the Lawrence-Orange County line, a heavy downpour continuing. Another heavy downpour outside of Freetown and Jackson County. This is all along Highway 50. Some pretty heavy thunderstorms near Bedford, Avoca, Indiana, and that stretches just off to the west outside of wave country. I expect this activity to fade away within the next hour or two, and then really the rest of the night should be pretty quiet. It's just classic summer day. Classic summer day. It's warm, borderline hot. It was cooler today, technically. Hottest part of the day, hit and miss thunderstorms, could go briefly severe, and then they fizzle out. That's exactly what we've had so far today, and we'll do it all over again on Sunday. And we are not alone, my friends. You can see the smattering of showers and thunderstorms across much of the eastern half of the U.S. tonight. Even some severe weather into Maryland and Pennsylvania. Thunderstorms down along the Gulf Coast. Have a few storms in the volunteer states. So, yeah, it's just good old-fashioned summertime in the South. That is what we are dealing with this weekend. Now, let's shift to the northern plains. Let's go to the Dakotas. And I'll zoom in a little tighter because you can see we got a tornado warning up near Rapid City, South Dakota tonight. Now, we don't have to really worry about tornadoes, but this cold front that has crossed the Dakotas this evening is diving south and east, and it will arrive here in our area Monday night into Tuesday. And with it comes that risk not only for more thunderstorms in general, but maybe a few more organized strong storms as well. Monday is not an alert day at this point. But we are watching the trends closely as this front in the Dakotas makes its way into our area by Monday night. And it's a fairly strong cold front, at least for late June, early July standards. I'll show you a view from our Paristown SkyTrack while I look at the comments. Michael C. Wells, bring on the rain, bring on the lower humidity. Yeah, if you haven't seen a whole lot of storm action in the last couple of days, hopefully you got something today. I know Shelbyville, you guys out in Shelby County saw over 2 inches of rain with that heavy thunderstorm earlier this afternoon. Crispy, hey, hope all's good. Weather Geek, hi there, hope you're well. Adam's watching in Bloomington. Back safe and sound from Chicago. Hope you enjoyed your trip up there, Adam. Crispy's checking in on Weather Geek. Everybody checking in on each other. That's good. Shonda says, hello from Slugger Field. Shonda's enjoying Banana Ball tonight out at Slugger Field, right? A lot of people are. The weather's good. The weather's good. Clouds are out there, as you see on the SkyTrack, but Banana Ball will go on without any issues tonight. Anita, thank you. Anita, I really bank on your countdown reminder when I do these live streams, so I appreciate it. 86 days away until fall. We're getting there. We are getting there. Angela says, hi, had quite the deluge in Taylorsville this afternoon. A lot of us did. Like I said, there was more storms around today. It was instead of a 20 or 30% chance today, it was double that. It was a 60% chance, and it means a lot of us got in on more of that storm action today. Let's see. Adam says he's got a big storm cloud to the south and east. That makes sense with that. You're up in Bloomington looking south and east with those heavy storms still rolling just not too far away from you. Let's see. I feel like we were just going to storm until and maybe through winter at this point. Well, you know, we've had severe weather in the winter before. I'm not wishing it at all, but yeah, it won't end. But you know, we're not worried about huge severe weather right now. You know, we're not talking about what happened back on March 30th of this year, where I think we had a half a dozen tornadoes touch down. We're not talking about April 2nd and April 3rd when that EF3 went through J-Town, missed my parents' house by less than a mile. We're not talking about May 16th, where we had an EF4 roll through Somerset and London. We're not talking about that kind of severe weather, so that's some positivity. But we are watching Monday for maybe a few more severe storms than what we've had the last few days. Let's see here. Reagan says, hello. Enjoying the nice weather after the sauna that's been the past week. Yeah, we did hit 90 today technically in Louisville. We hit 91, which we expected. That was our forecast high at 91. That's what we got to. We climbed into the 91 ballpark right before those storms got going. And as soon as those storms got going, that was it. That was it. And the temperatures outside right now, not bad. 80 degrees, feels like 84. Light breeze out of the south and west. It's still humid for sure, but all in all, not too bad on this Saturday evening. Shauna just checked in to see where the rain is. Back to the game. Good for you, Shauna. Well done. Yeah, we're good to go. No rain needed. Or no rain heading to Slugger Field. Should be fine. Braden, do you have any more signals for heat waves as of yet? I will tell you 4th of July weekend is trending hotter. Are we looking at 95, 96, 97? I'm not ready to say that just yet. But I do think a few spots will be back into the mid-90s for the holiday weekend, next weekend. For tonight, however, the downpours are fading. Still have those thunderstorms up in our far northwestern counties, DuBois, Orange, and Lawrence in Indiana. Those will be gone, I'd say, by 9 o'clock. So we'll be pretty quiet tonight, but there's a lot of moisture in the air. There's a lot of moisture in the ground from the rain today. The clouds are going to break up, and we don't have much of a breeze. What does that mean, friends? That means fog. That fog could be fairly widespread tomorrow morning. I still don't think everybody sees that patchy fog, but if you saw heavy storms today, there's a good chance you'll wake up tomorrow morning with some fog. So plan on an extra 5 to 10 minutes to get to church or brunch or whatever plans you might have early tomorrow morning before 9 a.m. After 9 a.m., most if not all of that fog should be gone. 74 our forecast low here in the city tonight. Let's talk about those storm chances for Sunday. Very, very, very similar to today, but I'm optimistic that we will not have as many scattered storms as what we had today. Now, I say I'm optimistic because you have to be careful with the models this time of year because a lot of times they undersell the amount of storm action that you see. They undersold it today. Could they undersell it tomorrow when we have more storms? Yeah, absolutely. But I do think there will be dry time. I do think there will be plenty of dry time, especially early in the day tomorrow. If you've got any plans in the morning, you're fine. Isolated shower, no big deal. During the afternoon, just like today, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 p.m., there will be scattered storms you have to dodge. Is it enough to cancel your outdoor plans? No. Do you need to be aware? Yes. You hear thunder, you see a dark cloud on the horizon, time to bring everybody inside. So it's a 40% chance tomorrow during the afternoon. And then we will see, once again, those downpours fade as we head into Sunday evening. Here's Futurecast. This is our in-house computer model. This is not the HRRR. I'm using this model because it did a really nice job today, and I think it's got a good handle on tomorrow as well. 8:30 in the morning, all good. Warm, muggy for sure, but dry. We get towards 1 o'clock, there goes some of those downpours. Just pick them out. Pick them out. There you go. Everybody gonna see a downpour nearby. It's like Oprah with the car getaway. You get a car, you get a car, everybody gets a car. You get a downpour, you get a downpour, most of us get a downpour. Main issue tomorrow, I think, is going to be heavy rain and lightning. Could we have some gusty winds? Sure. Not too worried about severe weather on Sunday. But you just notice looking at Futurecast, there's not as many storms to dodge tomorrow compared to what we had today. So there will be more dry time on Sunday. We get into the evening, we start to lose the heat of the day. I will say some showers may actually hold on a little while longer tomorrow night because of that front moving in. It'll be getting closer. It might be enough of an influence to keep some showers in the forecast all night long tomorrow night. But for the most part, we should quiet things down before that front moves in Monday. This is really our next big weather maker, is what's coming our way Monday. So we start things off around noon Monday. The scattered stuff during the afternoon on Monday that we've had the last 3 days now, and that we'll likely have tomorrow. We'll have it again Monday afternoon, because you notice the front's still way up here near Chicago at lunchtime on Monday. But as that front moves in, the models are becoming more and more confident that we will have a band of showers and thunderstorms. Now the question is, the real big question is the timing. The later in the evening that these storms arrive, the less instability they're going to have to work with, and therefore what severe weather threat we may have had may not be much of anything. But if these storms move in a little faster, which they like to do, more towards the afternoon, the late afternoon especially, still got a few more hours of sun that it can take advantage of, then we may have some strong to severe storms to deal with. This is not a huge outbreak at all, okay? Not even an alert day at this point. But we are watching it, because when you have the front, that's the forcing mechanism that you need. That's the forcing, the lift that you need for these storms to become more organized, to sustain themselves, and to maybe produce some damaging wind gust. So we're watching this front closely as it moves in Monday evening. Right now I'm going to say late afternoon into the evening. I'm not ready to give you a more specific window just yet, because I want to see more high resolution data. But Monday late afternoon into the evening, that's when that strong storm risk is higher. Heavy rain, lightning, and wind again. It's just we'll have more strong storms compared to the last few days. Might be a little more widespread, will that strong storm risk be. Now the front moves through slowly. It takes a while. So as we head into Tuesday, that front's likely going to be draped across Kentucky. And as a result, we'll have to keep a shower chance around, especially early in the day on Tuesday for our southern counties in particular. I think if you're in southern Indiana, you're not going to see much of any rain on Tuesday. If you're in Kentucky, there will still likely be a few showers around, especially early in the day on Tuesday. For Monday, there you see that severe weather risk. Basically all of us, everybody except, Greene, Taylor, Adair counties, are under that marginal risk for severe weather. Marginal risk is level 1. I like to give you guys the numbers instead of the names because the numbers just make more sense in my view. So it's a level 1 severe weather risk. That means we're talking about isolated severe storms. Not a huge event. But with that band of storms right along that front Monday late afternoon into the evening, there could be a few gusty thunderstorms, a few severe thunderstorm warnings, more than what we've had the last few days, okay? Should they decide to add a slight risk for severe weather, that means that confidence is growing in seeing severe weather, and that means we may have to flag Monday as an alert day. Right now, not seeing that. But it is a possibility that we will continue to monitor this weekend, okay? But right now, should just kind of be a loud, windy night. Monday evening especially. And those storms will weaken as the night goes on too, so that works in our favor. Once the front does get out of here, we start off July on a chilly note. Since the sarcasm. That was a joke. It is going to be a touch cooler. 88 on Tuesday for the first day of July. But the real thing you're going to notice on Tuesday, and even the middle part of the work week as a whole, is going to be the lower humidity. It's going to feel much more refreshing out there, still warm, but feel more refreshing, more comfortable than what we've had to deal with for 8 days now. I think it's the 8th day in a row. With highs in the 90s. So we should snap that streak Monday, maybe into Tuesday. Now, let's wrap up with a little tropical talk, because we do have a system we're watching in the Gulf, the Bay of Campeche. This is Tropical Depression 2. Let me highlight the center of the circulation right there. Hopefully you guys can see that. You guys see that? Right in there. That is Tropical Depression 2. It formed earlier this evening. Around 5 o'clock, the Hurricane Center started issuing alerts for it. 30-mile-an-hour winds gusting up to 40. You notice the track of Tropical Depression 2 has it moving into Mexico by tomorrow night, late tomorrow night. Here's, give you some frame of reference, Cancun's way over here, so this isn't going to be an issue for them. Here's Mexico City. They'll likely get a little bit of rain out of this, I'm sure. You can see tropical storm warnings along the eastern seaboard of Mexico. So this could become our second storm of the season and the first one to impact land, at least in the Atlantic basin. But it would be a very weak tropical storm should it develop. No impacts to the United States, but it's just kind of another reminder that tropical season is here, and we will have plenty more storms to talk about in the coming months. Kind of started off slow, but I think it's going to start to get going. There's some indications we may have a tropical depression, possibly a storm, develop along the Gulf Coast of the United States for the holiday weekend. I don't want to get into more specifics than that at this point, but the trend is there. So if you do have any plans on the Gulf Coast for 4th of July weekend, By the Gulf Coast, I mean Gulf Shores, points east. Gulf Shores and anywhere along the Florida Panhandle. Panama, Destin, Tallahassee, Big Bend, so on and so forth, in that area. Keep an eye on the forecast. Even if it's not a named tropical system next weekend, there's going to be very heavy rain along the Gulf Coast by the end of the week and into the holiday weekend. All right? But just wanted to pass along, since we have more time to talk about weather around the rest of the world on our live streams, just wanted to mention that there will likely be a tropical storm, a brief tropical storm, as early as tomorrow. Here's the names for 2025. I'll take this full screen so you can see it better. We did have Tropical Storm Andrea earlier this week. That was a fish storm way out in the Atlantic. Didn't even really threaten the fish, to be honest with you. Just some rough waves. But next on the list is Barry. So if you're watching out there and your name is Barry, congratulations. You're going to hear your name on the weather forecast tomorrow and maybe Monday, as that tropical storm, soon-to-be tropical storm, makes its way into eastern Mexico. So there's your tropical tidbit for the night. Here comes the 10-day back here at home. And you notice we see that slight drop in the temperatures Tuesday, Wednesday, in the upper 80s. Again, it's not going to be the temperatures that you really notice. It'll be that lower humidity. And that looks to hold through Thursday. So I think Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are decent days to get outside. Rain chances, once we get past Tuesday morning, are much, much lower. And, yeah, it'll be pretty nice. Now, as we head into the 4th, we do heat things up again. And I promise I haven't forgotten about you guys in the comments. We'll spend a few minutes chatting before we wrap up here in a second. The start of the 4th of July weekend is trending a little drier, not totally dry. Isolated downpour still possible for the 4th on Friday itself, and then for the 5th of July on Saturday. But the lower rain coverage means warmer temperatures. So I do think a lot of us will be back in that low to mid 90s range for the holiday weekend, starting Friday and going onward, Saturday, Sunday, and into the following week. There is another disturbance that will be nearby next weekend and into the following week. What we're trying to figure out is exactly where's it going to be. You know, Brian talked earlier this week about it, how it had that look to maybe be a heavy rain setup for the holiday weekend. Right now, that signal has faded, but it could change right back. So we're still trying to nail that down. Just know those scattered storm chances look to start to ramp up again by Sunday of the holiday weekend. So if you got any plans towards the end of the weekend, those could be a little dicey, but there should be a good bit of dry time for the 4th itself on Friday and for the 5th on Saturday. And even then, those storm chances next Sunday onward are not enough to cancel your plans just yet. So, yeah, that's where we stand at this point, my friends. Get a nice little break in the storm action in the middle of the 10-day. We're kind of bookended by storms now and storms later as we get past the holiday weekend. All right, I've rambled long enough. Let's take a few questions before we go. RJ was not so lucky today, just east of E-Town. Hadn't seen much of anything, just thunder and wind. Yeah, that's the tough part of this time of year. Your neighbor 5 minutes down the road could get a ½ inch, 1 inch of rain. You get nothing. And it's hard to forecast that too. Some say 60% chance of rain, but I didn't see anything. Well, basically, a 60% rain chance means there's a 40% chance you're not going to see anything, right? It's just the way it goes. Let's see here. Sean, camping at Spring Mill State Park in Mitchell. Anything we need to be worried about? Not severe-wise, no. Let me pull up radar. I'll zoom in on Mitchell. The main issue for you guys up there in Lawrence County is just going to be the ponding on the roads. Most of those storms are up just in the 15, 20 minutes I've been talking to you have continued to weaken. So here's Mitchell, right there in southern Lawrence County. And the heaviest stuff has moved out. So just watch for some ponding, but no severe threat or anything like that. So that's good. All right, the 10-day will pop back up. I'll take some more questions. Adam, best day for mowing Tuesday? For you up in southern Indiana, Adam, you can probably get away with it on Tuesday. It still might be a little wet from Monday night. Quite honestly, if you can, I'd wait till Wednesday or Thursday, because that's definitely going to be drier. Let's see here. Anna's watching. Hope you're well. Hope you're well. Tuesday night into Wednesday, it'll be quieter, much quieter. Should be fine. Any shower still around Tuesday early in the day will be long gone by Tuesday night. And Wednesday looks pretty good. Let's see. Angela has never made the hurricane list. Yeah, one day. Well, here's the thing, Angela. In order for your name to get on the list, that means an A-named storm has to be bad enough to be retired. So it's kind of a trade-off, right? My name will probably never be on the list, but that's okay. That is what it is. All right, guys, that's all I got for tonight. Again, just classic summer weather tomorrow, just like today. Warm, muggy, scattered storms in the afternoon. We'll watch Monday evening closely. Like I said, it's not an alert day yet. It's not going to be a huge severe weather threat, but if the front speeds up a little bit, we may have more of a window for more severe storms Monday evening. So we'll watch the timing trends closely on that. And then the middle of the week, heading into the start of the holiday weekend, at least for now, looks pretty good. Even if we do heat things back up just in time for the 4th. It's the 4th of July. It's always going to be hot, right? I can think of very few 4th of Julys, be it here or when I lived in Alabama, that it was comfortable. So it's just the way it goes, right? Every single year. All right, that's it for now. Thank you guys for tuning in as always. You can catch me on the old school television on Wave News at 11 tonight. And I'll be here all day tomorrow, as always. And we'll do another live stream, as always, around this time tomorrow evening as well. Thank you, guys. We appreciate you. I will see you on TV later tonight. If you don't see me tonight, get some rest, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Good night.